Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your May 2021 Love and General reading. I am Gemstone Tarot and you are Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, anybody who's passing, you're all welcome. Okay, as usual there will be an extended reading, so if this resonates, Saggy, you can go into the link in the description box. This is interesting. Ooh. Oh my God. Okay. That card tried to come up so many times. Judgment. Past, present and future. Can you see at the bottom the three sarcophagi? I think that's how you call it. Past, present and future. When you get the Judgment card, and it's really significant for you, it tried to come up in the shuffle every time I shuffled it. This happened last month a bit as well. You're having a kind of a catharsis, Sagittarius. Not a very Sagittarius thing to do, but I'll tell you what has just clicked in me. Of course, we have a full moon total lunar eclipse in your sign. And it brings, I want to call it closure to a lot of things, but there's no such thing as closure. It doesn't shut the door on something. What full moons do, I mean, full moons in themselves, and there's one at the end of April in Scorpio, which is quite deep and dark and brooding and watery and brings up issues. But full moons raise things to the fore. When you've got a total lunar eclipse, it's like a full moon times 100, and it's in your sign. So it just means that it really, there's something or some things you've been skirting around, dealing with on any level, that the universe then really blows open. But in a good way, because you can't move past it, or no, I want to say move through it. Robert Frost, the only way is through. You move through it at last, and you've been trying to do that. You've been kind of, if we were in a forest, you know, you've been doing this, branches in your face, you're like, oh, come on. Suddenly there's a clearing, massive full moon. I'm getting a big image for you. This is quite weird, but let's go with it. Massive full moon, you move forward. Doesn't mean, oh, everything's going to be easy from now on, but it does mean your juju changes. Your juju changes, okay? Now, Judgment, past, present and future with the Devil card. Welcome this card. And I know it doesn't feel like it. Excuse me. Oh, crumbs. Whew. It's okay, it's not alcohol, it's just a really gross vitamin drink. Whew. The Devil card, welcome this card, because itchy nose as well. When you get that Judgment card, it's time to, you kind of take another look, but you're a different person when you're looking, you're seeing through different eyes. The Devil card is everything that had you in chains. These two people are tied to each other and tied to the devil. Anything connected to toxicity, things that couldn't change, being controlled, carnal things, and I mean that not in the sense of good sexuality, I mean it in the sense of control, being tied literally, you know, to the devil, that kind of, you know, that kind of mad chemistry you can have with people where it doesn't feel good, it kind of feels dark. It's the only way I can put it. Know that anything connected with being controlled, being mind controlled, being manipulated, anything like that, which is not a very Sagittarius place to be, but you've been there. I'm trying to think when you had Saturn in your sign. Do you still have Saturn in your sign? I'm not an astrologer, but you did. You had Saturn in, it was a few years ago, I think. You had Saturn in your sign. Oh God, that's a drag when you have Saturn in your sign. But what it did for you, Sag, was it made you, I want to say, grow up. And I don't mean that you're not grown up, because it's the best part of being a Sagittarius. And frankly, it is the best sign of the zodiac. You know that, and I know that, because there's hardly any in my chart. Midheaven, that's it. Okay. But Sagittarians have that freedom thing going on from Jupiter. It's like luck, freedom, philosophy, all of that. But there comes a point, and this is what Saturn does to you when it goes into your sign, where it makes you do the hard, boring, sensible stuff. You've done that, and then it blew things into a different place. But now what happens here with the eclipse in your sign is it does the last bit. I can't even put it any better than that, so I'm not going to try. But it gets to it. 10 of Swords with the Devil and Judgment. You go back. It's almost like you get a time machine. You can go back and you can fix it. And I don't mean you can make it not happen, but you can fix it the way you want it. You're a different person now. Interesting. At the top of your reading, the King of Swords, the King of Control, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you could be dealing with an air sign, but more importantly with the King of Swords, somebody who you're not going to get much change out of feeling wise. Look at the card. It's quite icy, it's quite controlled. He's got the scales, and those are kind of the scales of justice. It's a bit like Justice has the scale and the sword, but in Justice it's tempered somehow. When you see it with the King of Swords, and what I'm getting with this is a bit of bean counting. You know when someone counts the nice things they've done for you. It's a form of control. And it could be about anybody, your friend, your parent, your significant other. It's not freely given. And that comes into focus. So you might be dealing here, Sag, with somebody who is very unable to articulate their feelings. Now, I tell you what interests me is I also have the Queen of Swords. It may be, and I want to take another card. I want to see how these two are connected, actually, because I don't get a straightforward thing. I'll tell you what I would normally get. Yeah, we'll have that. What I'd normally get, if I get the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords together, it'd be like, wow, there's a couple, it's a divine union thing. I don't get that. I don't get that vibe, so I want to know what. Ooh. Okay. The Hierophant, Chiron, the wounded healer. The King and Queen of Swords have something to teach each other here, and what they need to teach each other is how not to be the King and Queen of Swords. How not to be cold. Look. You're a fire sign, Sag. You're not cold. But there's something about this connection or this person that makes you strategic. Now, this could be in all areas, actually, like to do with your love life, to do with your career, to do with how you're dealing with people at work. You may be high on strategy and low on feeling. Hierophant. Okay, the other card I pulled out, but it goes with that Judgment card, and funnily, that's so weird. That is so weird. Oh my God. Okay, I need to share with you why this is weird. Remember the Judgment card? He's going down these steps to the underworld, okay? Behind him are the fields where the sun is out and the crops are growing. Then you get the High Priestess. She's going down the same steps. I know, it's weird. She's going down the same steps. There's the pillars. Something's tickling my leg. There's the pillars, but behind her, the sun is not out and the crops are not yet properly growing. Now, this is Persephone. There's something about this. Now, the myth of Persephone, we're not going to go into it into loads of detail. Go and look it up. Have a look at the myth of Persephone. She's holding a pomegranate because she has been down into the underworld and she was taken by Hades or Pluto down into the underworld. He kind of stole her. It's not nice. She ate a pomegranate, so she can't come back the whole time. She can only come back for 9 months of the year, which is the time when the crops grow from sort of spring right through to when it starts to become winter. And then when it becomes winter, she has to be for 3 months in the underworld. It's like a timeshare, you know. Her mother, Demeter, who is the empress, mourns for the 3 months when she's away, and that's when we have winter and nothing grows. There's something here about you going down the stairs. This is the subconscious. Both these cards are about it. This is what the lunar eclipse in your sign is doing for you. It's almost taking you down the stairs. Now, I like that energy because this has been needed for a while, and you pair it with the Hierophant, and yes, it's 3 major arcana, spiritual big jobs. Chiron, the wounded healer, you get to heals your wounds. Devil card, welcome that card. That's another card. He's like in a cave. Welcome that card. So you may be doing deep therapy or something like that. Okay. Then I've got 3 queens. 3 queens in the reading. Queen of Pentacles is missing. You may be competing. It's like female competition. But if you do it the right way, I think it could really, really work. This could be a group of friends. It could be a group of women that you work with, a group of colleagues, family, whatever it is. All very, very different people, different skill sets, different attitudes. And you're there, Queen of Wands, you know. The only one who isn't there is the Queen of Pentacles. So there isn't a sensible kind of financial guiding queen. We've got the Queen of Cups, who's the feeling, psychic queen. We've got the Queen of Swords, who's the legal kind of thinking, bossy, not bossy, sensible, very let's do this by the book. And then we got the Queen of Wands, who brings the whole kind of torch and the lion and the woohoo, let's just fly by the seat of our pants. Put these 3 together, you've got something quite strong. Get it wrong, you've got a fight, you know. That comes together with the 3 of Wands. So just know that if there's female competition around, and 1 or 2 of you, this might be to do with the King of Swords. So you may be dealing here with someone who is popular, you know, has options. Possibly 1 or 2 of you are dealing with that. Got to watch it with the King of Swords because it can kind of border on narcissism. You know, you have to watch that vibe. You may be talking to someone online. Lots of people are at the moment. We've got the Page of Swords as well. So just know that that person you're talking to online may have options. You may already know that because you've got this 3 of Cups. But so do you. So do you. Very much. It feels like, and we have this Five of Pentacles, you may yourself be making some kind of spiritual sacrifice or literal sacrifice, walking away from something that kept you controlled. Even if you don't want to walk away from something that kept you controlled, that's going to happen in May anyway. You got the High Priestess, the Judgment card, the Hierophant and the Devil. Make no mistake about it, Sagittarius. This is a very powerful reading. Those 4 cards alone, when you get those 2 and when you get those 2, the Hierophant, the Devil, the High Priestess and Judgment, it's a big freaking deal. But I like it because it's time. It's time for you. And you may have been avoiding this. Yes. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at the King of Swords. I'm going to look at Judgment and the Devil and what's going on and the shadow side and the other side, the other person's side of things, how they feel about you. Regeneration. That's what, hello Valentine, that's what you're doing. It's not easy, and it starts with that Scorpio full moon. Whew, Saggy, I'm going to go do your extended. The link is in the description box. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.